Here we are in the lobby of the Melody Burlesk house in the heart of New York's Times Square, right off Broadway and 48th Street, and we're talking to a young woman who I think is one of the rising young stars in the whole field of adult entertainment. She's just been dancing here at the Melody Burlesk house, and you may have seen her, and I think you should go and see her as a star of a rather good new adult film called Debbie Does Dallas, in which she plays a girl who's supposed to be one of the Dallas Cowgirls. Whether she actually was with the Dallas Cowgirls or not is really not very important. She's a terrific person, and she's a great dancer. Hi, Bambi.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm curious, Bambi. We've been reading in the New York papers about this whole scandal with Pratt Institute, which is a local college. You shot part of your film, Debbie Does Dallas, and I think, well, tell us about that whole imbroglio.
Well, I was never in any of the scenes at Pratt Institute, but I was there. And, I don't see what the big deal is, actually.
Did they think a documentary was being shot?
I don't know anything about that at all. I don't know how we got in, or I really don't know. That had nothing to do with me.
Was Debbie Does Dallas your first adult film?
Yes, it was.
Well, how does a beautiful young woman get into movies? There may be quite a few beautiful young women out there who would be curious to know.
Well, it's very funny how I got into it. I owed somebody money, a girlfriend of mine who had done porno movies before. And she said, listen, you owe me the money, so why don't you just go over and see about doing this film? So I went, and I didn't pay her back after I did the film.
Shame on you.
So she brought me here. She brought me to the Melody.
This girl has a heart of gold. I'm talking about the girl you owe money to. Well, how did you feel about the sex scenes in Debbie Does Dallas?
I was uncomfortable.
I know, listen, there's nobody out there. It's just you and me out here in television land. Tell me the truth. Had you ever made love with more than one person there?
Yes.
Before the film?
Yes.
You had?
We were all involved. We weren't watching.
Yeah, right. It wasn't a movie. So, in a way, being in the movie and making love in front of cameras was not that strange to you?
No, it still was very strange to me. It was just really weird having all those people watching.
Could you get into it at all? Could you relax enough to enjoy some of the sex scenes?
Well, yeah, I blocked everything out, is what I did. You know, it took me a while, but after a while I was into it.
You blocked everything out. Were you thinking of something? You know, I've always wondered, and I think many men wonder when they're watching a beautiful young woman in a porno movie she's being made love to, what is she thinking about? I mean, were you into some private fantasy of your own?
I wasn't really thinking. I was just feeling. I wasn't thinking at all. I just was closing my eyes and feeling.
I was in the movie house watching Debbie Does Dallas. I've been here at the Melody Burlesk house watching these men yearn after you, throw kisses at you. And here you are, a beautiful young woman. You have the edge on them, on all these guys who would love to make it with you or meet you or just be with you. What kind of guy turns you on? What kind of approach, what kind of man would interest you?
All kinds, really.
Oh, men out there, you've got a big chance. She likes all kinds of men. How about here? What are your impressions, what are your feelings about dancing at the Melody?
I love it. I love dancing here.
Well, you certainly seem to have a good rapport with the audience. Do any of the men whisper sweet or dirty nothings in your ear when they hug you or kiss you?
Oh, sure.
Like what, for instance? Tell us something they would say.
What are you doing after the show, isn't it?
There's an original line, isn't it? What are you doing after the show? That's almost as bad as, don't I know you from someplace? But give us some of the really juicy tidbits. Do they ever say anything dirty? This is a very grown-up show.
No, they don't. No one really has to me. You know, they're just usually really nice.
Now that you've made Debbie Does Dallas, do you have another movie coming up or any movie projects in mind?
Thinking about another movie. but I haven't, you know, I'm not sure if I want to do another one or not.
Why not? Maybe one of these days you could actually pay that girl back if you made another movie.
Well, I paid her back the first week I worked here, but...
That's good. Why wouldn't you want to make another movie, or why do you have to think about it? You're hot, I think. You're really popular. I know that people that I saw you told me how much they dug you.
I wasn't very comfortable in that sex scene. And I couldn't, that was about as far as I could go in a sex scene, is what I did in that movie. And it wasn't really very much, you know.
No, that's true. Maybe that's why the film has been called so titillating, because your big sex scene comes towards the end of it.
Yeah. But if I had another sex scene like that in a movie, I would probably do it. If it was like that, because I thought that was very nice.
Is there anything that you wouldn't do on the screen? We won't go into your private life. We'll be discreet for once. Is there anything that you would not do on the screen?
Anything I didn't do in the movie, I won't do. I won't do any anal sex, nothing like that. Nothing.
You're not into anal sex. You're not into weirdness. No penguins for you.
No.
Thank you very much, Debbie.
Thank you for coming. Did you enjoy the show?
Yes, very much. See you.